we're not going to, we certainly haven't heard the last of the voter fraud, the implications that our system is corrupt, that it's undermined, and that there's something fishy about it if it arrives at any result other than a Trump victory.
And that's the thing.
Right.
It's not that he ever fails. It's that someone steals something from him. And here you have, he's angering Republicans in New Hampshire.
Well, look, I think when this started, you know, it originally seemed to be, talking about these allegations of voter fraud, about pique and pride. I couldn't have lost the popular vote in a fair vote. It had to have been stolen from me. As it's gone on, though, I think the intent is moving in a different direction. I mean, the fact that they keep returning to these arguments suggests that they are trying to pave the way, I think, for further restrictions on voting. And perhaps, you know, you saw the Obama administration go into court repeatedly against Texas, North Carolina, other states when they try to impose new hurdles, new identification requirements, limiting voting. I think the Trump administration seems to be getting into a position where they're trying to lay the groundwork for going in the opposite direction and perhaps having further restrictions, either at the federal level, unlikely, or supporting states as they do so.
Why does he continue? Go ahead, Amy.
I would add to that, think of all of the people that President Trump has told us not to trust in the last week. Judges on various courts, voters in New Hampshire, pretty much anybody who's not very, very close to him at that moment, and anybody who's not exercising a specific kind of executive power.
Do you think, Bill, that there is a method to this, that he wants to have more voter ID laws, or do you think this is just him grabbing onto the latest wild conspiracy theory that he read on InfoWars?
Yeah, but I think it's important that the conspiracy theories, as Ron said, play to his vanity and to the notion that I could not have lost the popular vote, and I couldn't have lost the state of New Hampshire. They love me up there, so how did that happen? It must be voter fraud. You know, on Mike Flynn, we started with that and got away on some previous. That was my fault, I guess. I mean, the way that is, I have no idea of what he said to the Russian ambassador, obviously. But national security is a little different from all this other stuff. This other stuff is rhetoric, lies, for the achievement either out of personal vanity or achieving domestic political goals. But if you're talking about national security, you're in a different situation. And that's why maybe at the end of the day, the questions about Michael Flynn, what we saw Saturday night, everyone's laughing about it at Mar-a-Lago, the Japanese, but really it's kind of unbelievable to do it, you know, to make an announcement after a North Korean missile test in the way that that was developed. And incidentally, as you reported this, Trump did not read the statement that was prepared for him. He decided for some reason to say one sentence. Well, that's a problem. His one sentence was, "We stand with Japan." Well, our problems with North Korean missile tests are not limited to the fact that Japan's an ally of ours, right?
Yeah, I think people in South Korea were a little upset about that.
We have proliferation issues and other issues with North Korea, and that's why the State Department and the NSC, in this case the system seems to have worked, wrote up a two-page statement, which he sort of inexplicably refused to read.
Bill, Ron, Amy, thank you so much.